Big Polly's World of Sports Sims proudly presents our second installment of the Time Travel League of Baseball. Today's game pits the Ironmen of the 1930s, mostly, 4-3 so far on the campaign, and they have traveled to Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland to take on the Futurists. Lefty Gomez is on the hill for the Ironman, and Kershaw, the slated starter for your Futurists, a team of 21st century players. Hello, everybody. This is Paul Blum welcoming you to the program. Big Polly. I'm Big Polly. This is Big Polly's World of Sports Sims. Should be an interesting game. We have only played about 7 games each for each team in this 12-team league of era stars for the most part, 28 era stars on each team, and there are also 12 travelers that were drafted by the 12 teams, and they could be from any era, and they also play on these all era squads. The mix kind of proves to be interesting as things go. And we had a blowout in our first game. We had the Wings losing to the Pioneers 14-4 at Old Yankee Stadium, but maybe fate will deal us a little better hand as we go into today's play, the second Saturday of play in the TTLB. So let's get to it, and we'll be doing Saturday games, kind of like the old NBC game of the week, and I will be playing as the home team. We didn't have this figured out for the first game. I'll be playing as the home team. The computer will play as the road team. This is what I normally do. And again, my computer just loves to play tricks with me as to what window I should say. We'll go to the lineup cards, and we'll go through the lineup. So I'm going to go through this real fast, putting it together. Each team with their complement of 40 players. You can keep 5 in reserve, as once again the computer doesn't like me. I think that is a system file check issue, although I ran it a couple of days ago and it seemed to be fine. Might be an error of some kind. I'll look into that a little more. And off we go.
Pitching for Futurists, Clayton Kershaw.
So Kershaw on the bump for the 21st century team. The Ironmen, their offense and lineup, as the umpire signals play to commence. Charlie Gehringer is the second baseman. He leads off. Paul Wainer is in right field. He bats second. Lou Gehrig at first base. He bats third. Al Simmons, the left fielder, he will bat cleanup. Travis Jackson, who has 4 home runs already for the Ironmen, he is tied for the lead right now. He is the 5 hitter, plays short. Ramirez is at third base. He is one of our travelers on the Ironmen. He is batting number 6. Bill Dickey is the catcher. He is a lefty, and he bats number 7. Cameron in center field, batting 8. And an interesting choice for the Ironman, Wes Farrell, is the DH, and he was known as a very well-hitting pitcher, and he is in the 9 hole. Defensively, for the Futurists, it's Barry Bonds, Mike Trout, Sammy Sosa in the outfield. Sosa did play a bit into the 21st century, so he kind of counts, even if he wasn't a traveler, which I think he might be. Wright, Rodriguez, Soriano, and Pujols in the infield. Kershaw pitching, Buster Posey behind the plate. We get this one underway. I will hit the CPU button. I will make decisions for the home team, but most of the time it'll just be the CPU making the decisions. And Gehringer, a high fly to left, but Barry Bonds makes the put out for the first out. Paul Wainer, so far on the season, he's hitting .300, 9 for 30. And that is a high fly to center, which Mike Trout has for the second out. Lou Gehrig, so far 379 on the year, a homer and 8 ribbies. And this is hit well right off the wall. Sosa retrieves it, but not before Gehrig is in the second with a double. Each team playing their 8th game. The Ironmen in 3rd place right now at 4 and 3. The Futurists tied for 1st at 5 and 2. Al Simmons, Aloysius with 448. And that's a high fly to center. Trout's going to get to that. A web jam ends the top of the first for the Ironmen.
Lefty Gomez.
And we get to the case of Lefty Gomez, who looked like he got rocked in that first game on 9.95 ERA. Isn't that a highway in Baltimore? Well, anyway, the lineup for the Futurists, Buster Posey seeing his first action so far in the TTLB. David Wright of the Mets is batting first, but he is the third baseman. Posey, the catcher we just was mentioning, he is batting in the 2-hole. Albert Pujols. You can tell this is not something I prepare for. He is the first baseman batting third. Barry Bonds, who hit all those home runs in 2001, and of course is the career home run leader at 768, although I still say Hank Aaron is the all-time home run leader because Hank Aaron did not use steroids. He is the left fielder batting fourth. Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, batting fifth. Mike Trout, the center fielder, batting sixth. Sammy Sosa in right field batting seventh. David Big Papi Ortiz is the DH batting eighth. And Alfonso Soriano is the second baseman. Clayton Kershaw needed 17 pitches to get out of the first. He's on a budget of 115. And the thinking is that Gomez, if he can stay in good form, can go 140. So Wright leading off, 414 so far on the year, a homer and 5 ribbies. Hit well to left, but Simmons will grab that for the first out. Weather today in Baltimore, 67 degrees. Wind at 5 miles an hour right to left. Not going to have too much of an effect. It is a home run park a bit in 2025. We're using the 2025 numbers. So homers should fly out of the Camden Yards. And here is Buster Posey, first at bat of the season. This sky to right. Rayner giving chase and makes the put out at the warning track. Albert Pujols will put this in play. Sharply hit, but Cameron with the play to retire the side, as I just double check, make sure I have the right screen on. When you have one monitor to look at, that's kind of what you do. Otherwise, I would be more confident. Now we go to the top of the second, and Travis Jackson comes in with a 6-game hitting streak. Kershaw, a clean first inning of work, only surrendering 1 hit. And that's a little Baltimore chop into left field for a base hit. We have an injury. Kershaw is hurt. Kershaw got injured on that last play, and the doctor's looking at him. And they will take him out of the game. So that's going to put the Futurists in a spot. I will double check to see who is next in the rotation. Again, if this blasted computer will let me. Okay, it's not letting me do that. By the way, we're on a new computer. The old Windows 10 computer that I had broke down right after I stopped recording videos back last year. So we're on a mini computer, which works very well for what I do. And, okay, I can't choose Randy Johnson or Zach Greinke, but I think everybody else would be like Amos Russi from the 1890s is on this team. And it's not going to let me go back to the main screen unless I pick a starter, and I pick one, Bueno. So I am going to look at real stats. And too early for Mariano Rivera. We're going to put in Justin Verlander to pitch. Verlander Some gaudy numbers.
Pitching for Futurists, Justin Verlander.
So he can go 70 pitches. Game has him at a 2.82 ERA and a whip of just over 1.015. He comes in, he has done his warm-ups, and now he's going to face Amaras Ramirez. 9 for 27 so far to year, 333. He hits this to left, but that's going to be foul. And the count moves to 1-2. We do the one-pitch mode here. We don't go pitch by pitch. That's a base hit. That's going to move Jackson over to third base on the play. So the Ironmen looking to strike here in the first inning, trying to take advantage of the pitching change. Bill Dickey now up, 10 for 28 on the year. A homer and 6 ribbies. Does well against right-handed pitching. Now this is skied to right field. This will probably bring in a run. Sosa with it. Jackson coming in to score. And the Ironmen take a 1-0 lead. Our next video will be the NCAA 75-76 college basketball season. We're going to do Duquesne and UNLV from the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Mike Cameron of the Seattle Mariners, most notably. He is 6 for 12 coming into play. That's a K. And here is Wes Farrell. As you see there, he hits right. He's 273, and the Cleveland Indians of the 30s would find ways to use him outside of his pitching prowess. And Farrell, that's a line drive right to Rodriguez, and the Ironmen can only pick up a 1 run in that half inning, and the Futurists now come to bat trailing 1-0. Barry Bonds, 259 so far, 7 of 27. 2 homers, 3 ribbies. Astounding OPS of 1268. That smoked to Gehringer, and Gehringer really didn't even have to move. Great play by him, and there's 1 out. Alex Rodriguez, most notably at the Yankees, but he also played for the Texas Rangers and Seattle Mariners earlier in his career. 241, 3 homers and 8 ribbies. Ball 4. Getting this done in the late afternoon because I want to watch that World Baseball Classic game tonight between the United States and Mexico. So the crowd coming to life a little bit as Mike Trout steps to the plate. He had the .429 batting average, 6 of 14, a homer and 3 ribbies. And Rodriguez went, and he got into second base. That is his first stolen base of the season. Even David Ortiz has a stolen base so far for the Futurists. So now we're under in scoring possession. Let's see what Gomez does. Grounded to third, Ramirez to Gehrig for the out. With 2 outs, A-Rod moves to third. Slamming Sammy Sosa. 3 of 8 so far this year. No homers, no ribbies. See what he can do. That's going to be a base hit to right that's going to bring in A-Rod, and the score is tied 1-1. Of course, he was in that home run chase in 1998 with Mark McGwire. He hit 66, and McGwire hit 70 at the time. Both exceeded the previous record of Roger Maris, hitting 61 in 1961, and then Barry Bonds broke that record in 2001. Big Papi, 2 for 5 so far this year, a 400 clip. Has a stolen base, and this is socked to right. Wayner on his horse makes the play, and the side's retired. So the Futurists match the run that the Ironmen got in the second. We go to the third, and the score tied 1-1. Back to the top of the order go the Ironmen and Charlie Gehringer. 0 for 1 so far today. This is a high fly to left, and Bonds with the foot out. As we were saying earlier, Verlander can go 70 pitches. Paul Wayner, left-handed hitting right fielder. Up the middle, a base hit. And Wayner did a lot of that in his career. That brings back up the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, who held the consecutive games played streak many years until Cal Ripken broke it September 6, 1995, which I happen to know because that's my birthday, September 6th. Up the middle. Oh, that was deflected off of Verlander. And he fired at the second. No throw to first. So we just replaced runners at first base for Al Simmons. 0 for 1. Base hit to right. And that got by Sosa. That'll be a triple. Sosa made a poor play. It will not go down as an error. Simmons all the way to third. He gets a triple. Gehrig scores it. It's 2-1. Travis Jackson. 1 for 1 so far. This is going to be sky to left field. Bonds underneath that. And again, the Ironmen just put up a 1 spot in the top of the third to go with their 1 spot in the second. They lead 2-1 after 2.5. They've left 3 men on base. The Futurists have left 1. Ironman with 5 hits and the Futurists just 1. Alfonso Soriano. Not doing too well so far this season, but it is a young season. This is only the 8th game for both teams. 2 for 11. A homer and 6 ribbies. And this is hit well to left, and Simmons makes the putout. When we go back to the top of the order for the Futurists, 21st century team, for the most part, 70%. And unless they had picked up a traveler also from the 21st century. Here's David Wright. A foul ball out of play behind the catching position. Count 1 and 2. Jackson to Gehrig. Out. Posey, the last chance for the Futurists here in the third inning. Trailing 2-1. That is smoke to Gehringer. He's been very active in these first 3 innings, and he threw to first base with a putout. And after 3, it is 2-1 Ironman. Each team plays 154 games. We use the DH. We randomly put the 12 teams into divisions A and B. And the division winners and the next best 2 teams make the playoffs. So you got 4 teams out of 12. As opposed to in Major League Baseball, you have 30 MLB teams and you have 12 making the playoffs. Armanis Ramirez, 357 on the year. He's 10 for 28 now. He's 1 for 1 so far today. And this is hit well to left. Bonds won't even have to chase that one far. It is gone. A home run for Ramirez, his 4th of the year. And the score now 3-1. Bill Dickey. Not have an official at bat in his first time up, so he must have walked. Here's a K for Verlander, who has not looked good so far. 2 1/3 innings of relief. He has given up 2 runs, 4 hits, and a homer that you just saw. And he struck out 2. Mike Cameron. He strikes out, so back-to-back Ks for Justin Verlander. Bringing up Wes Farrell. And that's a grounder to the second over the first, and the side retired. So for the 3rd straight inning, it's a 1 spot for the Ironmen, and they lead 3-1. Lefty Gomez back out. He is at 38 pitches out of a possible 140. Albert Pujols stepping in, 0 for 1 today. And this is hit well to left. Simmons looking up and saying goodbye. A home run for Albert Pujols. Number 3 for him on the year, and the net score is now 3-2. Speaking of a guy who can hit a home run, we got Barry Bonds now. He's already hit 2. And that's a walk. Setting up A-Rod. That's a K. 1 out for Mike Trout. Throw back to first. The runner is safe. Try to let the computer do all the decisions. I'm trying to stay out of it unless it's something kind of obvious. Speaking of something obvious, I think I'm going to send Bonds here. 70% chance. He's safe. His first stolen base. And now Mike Trout with a runner in scoring position. Let's see what he does. Base hit. That's going to bring in Bonds. And just like that, the Futurists have tied the game 3-3. Sammy Sosa now. Possible chance to knock out Lefty Gomez here. I set all teams to where if the starting pitcher gives up 5 runs, they're out of the game. That's a K for Gomez, whose ERA is now at 900. Or at 9, not 900. David Ortiz 0 for 1. That's ball 4. So it's up to Alfonso Soriano to keep the inning going. And it's a grounder back to the pitcher, over to first, side retired. But the Futurists tie the game in the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-3. Both teams have now left 3 on, and the Ironmen are out hitting the Futurists 6-3. So keep an eye on Verlander here, as he is at 49 pitches out of the allotted 70. He faces Charlie Gehringer here, who's 0 for 2 on the day, playing great at second base today. Trout with the play in right center field for the first out. Back to Paul Wainer. And that's going to get to the wall, and that will give Wainer a double. Trout injured on the play, and he will have to leave the game. But on the all-era teams, you have a lot of good players. So Ichiro Suzuki is going to come in and play at center field, and he will bat number 6. And that's going to bring in Lou Gehrig with a runner at second, 1 for 2 on the day. Verlander closing in on that 70 pitch count. That's going to be a walk. Bringing up Al Simmons, 1 out, 5th inning, a 3-3 tie. That's a K for Verlander. He's closing in on that 70 pitch mark. He's got 6 pitches left. See if he can get out of the inning facing Travis Jackson. And that is hit well to center, but Suzuki easily a play for him. The side's retired. So we should see a new pitcher for the Futurists in the 6th. The Ironmen failed to score for the first time since the first inning, and it's 3-3 going to the bottom of the 5th. David Wright stepping in. Tough play for Simmons, but he comes in and makes it for the first out. Buster Posey 0 for 2. Hit the center. Cameron was kind of playing shallow, but he makes the play with ease, and there's now 2 outs for Pujols. We just saw Homer a couple innings ago. That's a grounder to the shortstop, 6-3 on the putout, and the side is retired, and at the end of 5, it's 3-3. Let's see who we're going to bring in for Verlander. We got a righty, a lefty, and a righty coming up, so I want to go with a righty. And we're going to bring in the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey.
Pitching for Futurists, R.A. Dickey.
And he has pitched 2 in the 3rd inning. He got rocked in his previous engagements at 11.57 ERA. He comes in to face Ramirez. Let's see if they can get the timing down of his knuckler. That's a K. Brings up, it's going to be Dickey against Dickey here. And we'll see what happens. Sky to center. Suzuki with the second out. And Mike Cameron, your center fielder for the Ironmen, the last chance in the 6th. Hit well to left, but Bonds will grab that baby. And the side retired after 5.5. We're still at 3-3. Back to Barry Bonds. Up the middle, Jackson could not get a good handle on that grounder. He threw over to first base, but Bonds beat out the play. And with a 79% stolen base chance, let's send him. Oh, he's out. He's out. A great play by Bill Dickey to retire Bonds. So A-Rod now, nobody on base. And that's a grounder to Gomez, over to Gehrig for the second out. Suzuki, his first at bat of his season. And that was a grounder to one of the middle infielders. I thought it was the shortstop, but don't quote me on that. Side retired. We head into the 7th. The score is tied 3-3. Wes Ferrell back up, 0 for 2 on the day. A K for Dickey, R.A. Dickey. He could go 75 pitches. That brings up Gehringer. A foul tip. Count is 1-2 to the Detroit Tiger. That's going to be all the way to the wall. Sosa finally getting it. But not before Gehringer is at second base with a double. That is double number 2 on the season for Gehringer. Paul Wainer, 2 for 3. Grounder to first, Pujols making the play, but that allows Gehringer to move to third. Lou Gehrig getting 387 now. A 1-for-2 start today, a walk and a double. Another foul tip, count is full, 3-2, so a big money pitch here. And they're going to walk Gehrig. Interesting decision. If Simmons hitting 438, see what happens with Al. That's a base hit. That's going to bring in a run, and that decision doomed the Futurists there. Runner scores it. It's 4-3. So give Simmons an RBI. Gehrig is now at third, and we're back to Travis Jackson, who has a 12-12 OPS so far this season. Should average out at 895. Posey talking to Dickey, and there's a K for R.A. So the Ironmen, for the 4th time in the game, they have picked up 1 run in an inning, and they lead 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Sammy Sosa now up. Game still in doubt, of course. Sosa, that's down the line, and that will allow Sammy to get the second Chicago Cub for the most part. Picking up a double, bringing in Big Papi. You know this is a loaded lineup when Big Papi's hitting 8th. A foul tip. Great star out of the Dominican Republic who had a wife scare right after his playing days ended. Was nearly assassinated in the Dominican Republic, but survived. Ortiz has it to left, but that's foul. 0-2. And a K for Lefty Gomez. 3 Ks for him on the day. 3 walks. He's surrendered 3 runs, and he so far has pitched 6 in the 3rd. He's at 94 pitches. He can go 140 if he can stay out of trouble, but Soriano is not going to make life easy for him. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounder to third, over to Gehrig for the out, and Sammy Sosa moves to third. David Wright, back to the top of the order, 0 for 3 on the day, a chance to bring in a go-ahead run, but Gomez strikes him out. So the Futurists cannot get on the board in the 7th despite having a runner at third. They trail 4-3 as we go to the 8th. Manes Ramirez, 2 for 3 so far today. He has a homer, an RBI, and a K. And Mariano Rivera is going to come in to pitch, which I didn't think of, but the computer did. Ramirez catching a pop-out for the first out. Rivera, so far this year, 3 innings pitched. He has an ERA of 6, so batters and some of these other teams have been able to get to him so far. Bill Dickey, skied to right. Sosa with the putout for out number 2 in the top of the 8th. And Mike Cameron, traveler on the Ironman, he flies to right. Side retired. 7.5 gone by. It's still 4-3. Posey up, 0 for 3 on the day. Grounder, Ramirez to Gehrig, 1 out. Pujols. That's going to go down the line, and that's going to allow Pujols to get into second base with the double. Setting up Barry, U.S. Bonds. Skied to right center. Wainer with the play. Pujols cannot advance. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, this is going to come down to A-Rod, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk. He's going to get on base. Bringing up Ichiro Suzuki. He has the 3,000 hits in North American baseball in the major leagues. He had quite a few in Japan too. I think he was, oh, when you count the two leagues, MPB and MLB, he's over 4,000. And this is Sky to center. Cameron's going to make the play, and we go to the 9th inning with the score 4-3. Wes Farrell, so it's pitcher against pitcher here, even though Wes Farrell's the DH. And that's Rodriguez to Pujols for the first out of the 9th. Farrell's now hitting 150, so maybe the Ironmen rethink that experiment. Gehringer skies at the right center off the wall, and Sosa the grab, but not before Gehringer picks up his second double of the day. Paul Wainer could give the Ironmen a little cushion. Rivera over to Pujols for the second out, but that allows Gehringer to move to third. Setting up Lou Gehrig, and Roy Oswalt will come in. He's going to give Gehrig the free pass to bring up Al Simmons, and we saw this happen earlier in the game. This is the first action we have seen from Oswalt this season. So could Simmons make the Futurists pay again? Hit well over center field, but Suzuki is going to make the play, and the side is retired. Going into the bottom of the 9th, it's 4-3 in favor of the Ironmen. Futurists need at least one run to keep the game going. Sammy Sosa, a grounder to the shortstop, over to Gehrig at first, and there's one out. Now, Ortiz hits .294 against righties, so can we bring in somebody who can do better? And we're going to bring in Jose Altuve to pinch hit.
Pinch hitting for Futurists, Jose Altuve.
I assume he has been checked for signaling devices. Altuve, a right-handed hitter, he can hit lefties, .333. And that's a K for Gomez. Soriano, the last chance for the Futurists this game. And that's going to be a base hit. That's going to keep alive the chances of the Futurists. We'll bring in a pinch runner, which is going to be Mike Tiernan, another traveler. And he will come in to pinch hit. Pinch run.
Tiernan is the new runner at first.
So if Wright can find an alley, you might see Tiernan make it all the way home, and we could have a tie game. See what happens. Yeah, that's going to be a base hit and a double for Wright. He hustled to get to second base, took a chance. Tiernan could not come around to score. He holds at third base, so now a base hit could win the game for the Futurists, and Buster Posey could be that man. It's .316 against lefties. Don't really see another catcher on, so we're just going to leave it in his hands. Gomez, approaching his fatigue level. See if he's got just a little bit left to retire Posey. It's a base hit. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, and that's the game, and the Futurists win. The Futurists win. 5-4 on a base hit by Buster Posey as Lefty Gomez got tired. That brought in 2, and after trailing all game long, the Futurists take the lead when it mattered at the end. So 4-10-0 for the Ironmen, and 5-9-0 for the Futurists, who had to use 4 pitchers in relief. And Albert Pujols is your game MVP. So that will change the standings. The Futurists now will lead by a half game going into next week. And the slate of games that'll bring us into next week. I don't know which game we will be doing next week, but we'll do something. You see it there in the A division. That's the Explorers leading by 1 over the Pioneers and Aces. The Wings, who we saw last week, and the Deadballers 2-5. The Niners have gotten off to a slow start at 1-6. In the B division, the Sultans are 5-2. The Spirits 4-3. The Spirits are a team of 70s players. The Ironmen 4-4, the Spitfires of the 40s 3-4. The Stars are 3-4. Hank Aaron leading the league in batting at .464. Epa Rixey is leading the pitching parade. No ERA yet after first week of play. So I hope you enjoyed today's game as I sip some more water. And our next stop is going to be back into the college ranks of college basketball, 75-76. Duquesne hosting the Running Rebels of UNLV, who have, in real life, their first big year under head coach Jerry Tarkanian. So that'll be a fun game. Don't know if I'll be doing that tomorrow, Tuesday, as I record this, or Wednesday, but we'll see what we will see. So this has been Big Paulie. Godspeed and God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Take care.